Hello everyone, this is Persephone and today we're going to be discussing whales, aka very good tippers and men who are very generous, and if you use the money correctly, you can turn your life around. And the term is a slang. Basically, it means someone who is giving you a lot of money very fast. Of course, I'm aware that a lot of money is something very subjective. There are very successful women that they consider anything below 10,000 not enough for someone to be classified as a whale. Or there are people who say if someone gives me $500, they are a whale. My personal definition would be anything from $1,000 per week and beyond. Or if you want to set your own rule, I would say whatever you can make in 3 days or 4 days, if this person gives it to you in, let's say, 30 minutes to 1 hour, it's safe enough to consider them a whale for your current level. That, with my advice, will grow. Also, the unpopular opinion is that whales are the people that I tend to block the most. And before you say, did you lose your one brain cell, hear me out. The problem with whales is that the most disturbing, controlling, and psychopathic men I've ever met in this industry all started as whales in every platform. So personally, I believe that there is no such thing as a free meal in this world, at least not in this industry. And I can tell you the strategy that I use to milk the cow while it's in the pasture, and when the time is right, to send it to the slaughterhouse. So whales usually follow a pattern from my experience. No matter which platform you're using, first, they're going to be very generous. They're going to not take you into the sex part right away. They tend to have I'm not like the other guys, I'm different, I'm not here just for the sex, I'm looking for a connection, or I'm very educated, I'm artistic, blah, blah, blah. I'm a successful businessman. So they're going to start talking to you and maybe flirting with you, but usually not outright being sexual. If you are a cam girl on, let's say, Chaturbate or another site, they may be tipping you very big amounts on your toys, like the Lavenus, very fast, and competing with other people and making your room more lively and so on. So if you are new to this, you may end up feeling that you are blessed, you've hit the jackpot, and if you keep this person around, maybe you can even quit the industry or do something else. The problem is that a lot of these people, either they try to take you away from the platform and isolate you, or they start monopolizing your time, or they start, if they're very sadistic, they will start putting you down. I had a very recent, very unfortunate experience with a whale that, for me, few people can piss me off as much as the people who slut shame me on a sex site. That he started as very nice and he said he didn't want to do sexual things, which of course was a lie. I mean, I don't even flinch at this. And then he started saying that my clothes aren't nice enough, they're not up to his taste, and he wants to send me extra money to buy clothes that he likes. And I was like, okay, why not? And then he started saying some atrocious stuff about turtlenecks and other things that supposedly classy women in New York wear. I'm not from New York and I own up to what I do, and I don't consider turtlenecks classy personally. I consider them a turn-off. And also because I have autism, it's like someone is choking me every time I have a turtleneck on. So the situation became fast, very degrading, and then he started wanting to spend less. So my advice about this is that don't allow them to isolate you. Be nice, be professional. When they are excited with you, take the money, and be aware that these people in most cases have an expiration date, or you have to set one because they become abusive. I had girls that sooner or later the whale wanted to meet them, myself included, and they're trying to transition that, I showed you how much I'm a provider and how much I'm generous, so how about we skip this side and we meet to turn this into something real. And few people I hate the most as grown-up men in their 40s, 50s and beyond, although they could be younger, but usually it's that age range, that they don't understand how genuine attraction works. That I'm not going to go to New York to marry some very unattractive guy just because he pays me. We have nothing in common and you're already insulting my clothes from a distance. What are you going to do if I meet you? How much of a control freak are you going to be? Are you going to be playing dress-up dollhouse with me as the doll? So when you meet this person, maintain your professionalism, accept the tips, say thank you, set very clear boundaries from the get-go. You're not going to meet them under any circumstances. You are not going to stop your shift under any circumstances. It's very tempting, but don't allow them to book you up every day for a private show and for your entire income to be dependent on them. If you have to, after they go to sleep, go to another platform and work sometime there, because otherwise what happens is that these people know what they're doing. They're going to isolate you for a few months. They're going to just want you to spend time only with them, which is going to isolate all of your regulars, all of the guys who cannot tip this much. And when the whale expires, you won't have anyone else left to tip you. So never put all of your eggs in one basket. I don't care if they give you 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. You won't last in this industry becoming financially dependent on an unattractive, manipulative, much older person. And I don't say this in a sense of ageism. I say that personally, I think there's something wrong with people who want to date people 30 years younger than them. And I don't care if that sounds shameful. At best, you're immature, and at worst, you're predatory. So when you meet them, when you see that they start the big promises and telling you that you are the princess from heaven or whatever, keep your guard up. If they start asking for real information, which is something that happens to me a lot, don't give it to them. When people start trying to find out more about me in real life, I'm like, I'm sorry, this is confidential. This is something that only I share with people in real life. So unfortunately, from my experience, there are women that they said that they were able to keep whales for years and years. I don't have this level of patience. Good to whoever does it. The moment they start trying to insert themselves into my real life, like I used butt plug because this is what happens 99% of the cases, I end things up. And whatever is shiny is not necessarily gold. So just because you made $10,000 one month, don't go on a spending bender with alcohol or drugs or stuff you don't need. Save up for the lean times. 30% of the whale income should be either reinvested back into the business, in costumes, equipment, and stuff, or into yourself, eat healthy, work out, fillers, Botox, whatever you need, or in savings. It's so easy, especially when you started this job strapped for cash. It's so easy to say, oh, I hit the gold mine, I'm going to live a little. Living a little is fine, like spoil yourself here and there, but not to the extremes. Because when the whale is gone, and when all of your regulars are gone because you haven't shown up in months, because you spent 2 hours with a whale and then you didn't show up for the rest of your shifts, and now your CAM score is down in the abyss, and your biddings on night flight are at $20 to be on the page 3, then it's going to be really bad. I know it takes a lot of self-discipline, but you are going to thank me later. And personally, I prefer a lot of smaller sessions and a lot of smaller tips from regular guys who just want to have fun, and then they're gone until the next time, instead of being dependent on a mental asylum patient that masks his predatory tendencies under good intentions. Because at the end of the day, and I'm going to sound harsh here, and I don't care who hears it, if you're this normal and if you're this rich, why can't you find a woman from your country to marry or to date or to be feminized by or whatever else you want to do? Why are you here trolling on people from different countries who cannot verify your information? Although I have run a few background checks here and there on some of the whales, and the results were not what they were saying. All of them were liars. So stay safe out there. I'm going to continue making videos, and if you have anything else you want me to discuss, just put it in the comments and we're going to discuss it. Okay, thank you for watching.